was only gone for a second, chat, but I think everything is fixed. I probably didn't need to do that, but whatever. It also helps realign everybody with the stream, so folks who don't refresh don't get left behind. We're all up to the minute, right? Y'all are cool. Y'all are back. Everything's okay. Give me a yay or a nay. Hey, folks! It's the stream all over again. Pork! Alright, I'm taking that as an affirmative. How a pork chops its enemies. Bruno's hardly the most graceful sword fighter around. He always puts his considerable weight behind each roundhouse swing. All but the toughest enemies tremble and fall apart after a few swipes from Bruno's cutlass. I mean, this is all basic stuff. The donuts are your weapons. They're like missiles and stuff. You have a butt slam, you have a spin jump. Oh, Midosh, I'm excited to see you play this. Oh my god, is it seriously gonna do this again? Lord. Consider me a heathen, but I tend to like my pork chops with my hands. You heathen! Twitch is doing everything in his power to save everything in this game. It really is. And I hate to say it, but if this keeps up, I can't do this. It's very frustrating, but it's not looking real good for the porkers tonight, chat. What the hell is that pick in the middle? It's an in-between from like the animation for the butt stomp. Think Nintendo made their own donut graphics for this feature? Yes, because they look extremely CG. Like very, very, very CG. May we pig out? I don't know. Seems fine now. I mean, we could give it a try just to... Show. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ! Alright, fine. Haven't buffered since reloading. Alright. I'm gonna take y'all on face value here. Because it doesn't look good on my end, but if y'all are saying it's fine, why not? I have a suspicion I know what's going on, but... What's up, Chaos? Popping in to say hello and lurk for a while. Sounds good. Sounds good. God, I can't believe this fucking game exists. Cannot believe this game exists. Never take this as face value, always check market. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can accomplish, chat. What can we accomplish together? Nintendo licensed it. Titus made it. Oh good, he makes a fart noise when he butt stomps. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh, this looks fantastic. Oh, yeah. Sure. Shoot, pop. Beautiful downtown pig? Beautiful downtown pig? That's the name of the stage? Oh my god, that fucking face. He's demented, chat. murdered that man with a donut. Reminded me of Pizza Tower, of all things. Are those like donut holes or something? God damn it. Yeah, Artie Lightfoot. Artie Lightfoot is the Titus mascot. Okay. Was that a gay panic wolf? Titus the Fox is the Titus man. Oh, you're right. You're right. There is a subtle but undeniable difference between Titus and Artie Lightfoot. Oh god. Wow, you get all of the iframes in this game. Jesus Christ. At first, I thought that wolf was like shooting things out of her crotch. But now I see the pink launcher. And it doesn't make it that much better, really. Art isn't great, the animation is lacking, at least the controls are both unresponsive and slippery as fuck. You can tell, can't you? It's really obvious, isn't it? Putting us out here, violent pigs scarfing down donuts and running amok. I don't need this much realism in my games. Why am I low-key reminded of the Aladdin Genesis games? It might move in a similar way, unfortunately. Wild colors in this game. It's definitely not boring to look at, which some games definitely are. Oh my god, I have to do all this over again. Oh my god, I have to do this all over again. Can I make that jump? Yes, okay, cool. Oh god, oh Jesus. Ow. I'm rooting for the wolves. Not boring to look at, just painful. Oh god. I really like how the very first stage of the game, like 90% of its bottom level is just spikes. At least they're not instant death spikes. But if this is the kind of level design we have to look forward to, I am not encouraged. Captain Novolin would die immediately upon stepping into this world. Why is the pig on crack? Ow. Well, that worked out great. So this isn't the jump foley is wretched. Also, I noticed every single enemy drops health when you kill them. Holy shit. Numberless Dread, thank you so much for subscribing. It's 67 months, my god. Very much appreciated, sir. I know the powder on his donut was. I think I probably wanted whatever that was, but... Rapidly losing the ability to care about what's going on in this game. And I do mean rapidly. Where do you want me to go, Chief? All the way up, apparently. Level design. Yeah, I love navigating buildings I can't see through. And I love the ground just being completely covered in spikes. You're able to snag an interesting screenshot. Be sure to post it in Discord. Can't wait to see it. Oh my god, how do you get out of here? My guy. Almost missed the checkpoint. My Lord in heaven, are we done yet? That's kind of cool. I just want to see a boss fight or a level intro. Holy shit. Okay, that's apparently a pass for a boss fight. Apparently I dominated that level. Not gonna lie, I thought that said West Butthole Forest. And I was like, well, that's kind of on the nose. Ew! I thought the level name was West Butthole Forest. It's actually West Blowhole Forest, which admittedly isn't all that much better. Same enemies, significantly uglier level. Music isn't half bad. Music isn't half bad. Not half good either. Ha 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 ha. So this is the game that began the Power Pigs dynasty. So this is the game that ended the Power Pigs dynasty. Truly, this is all we know of the pigs. The eponymous pigs. Holy shit, that explodes. I just kind of want to hold right and see how far I get. Oh, I turned into ham. I turned into a bone-in ham. I'm done. I've had enough. This sucks. It's just as bad as we feared, chat. Should I get the medal for this Arknight's event rerun a few hours later? Wait, I hate this event's mechanics. The wolves won, I'm satisfied. Then everybody wins. What glowing words of praise the Powerhouse have for our pig heroes? God, who knows? Toting his cutlass, Bruno will have to cut a swath through the swarms of wolves heading his way. Some wolves are masters of disguise, dolling them up in pink dresses and lurid lipstick in an effort to get close to their quarry. Try to get through this course as quickly as possible. Yeah, I wonder why. Up on the rooftops, you'll find precious few power-ups with plenty of big bad wolves. It kind of sounds like Nintendo Power is saying just run through the levels. Your first blowhole gives you the opportunity to float and fling at the same time. Time your tosses. Run through the gauntlet of wolves shooting you. West Blowhole Forest. Yes, you can actually see pigs fly. You fight a dragon at the end of that one. Course 3 is Dark Age Donut. It's a donut shop. Course 4 is the Lost City of Swine. Wow, they gave this... Hang on. They gave this an 8-page spread, chat. 8 pages devoted to... That's how you know it's a slow month. I know it just keeps going, and giving pain. So advice from the Game Gurus here at Nintendo Power, don't try to savor this one, rip the bandage off fast. Then there's North Blowhole Forest, which I'm sure everyone was excited for. Then there's another donut factory. And then the 7th level is the final one? Did Chrono Trigger get an 8-page spread? Maybe? Maybe? Given up and started doing features on Sega games. Tried real hard to make the girl pig sexy. Moving on to KI2. Killer moves, vicious strategies, exclusive insider info, cutting edge combos for cutting edge players. Don't bother requesting this one, we can't play it. I do not have this one on hand, but we can talk about it at least. You've experienced this bone-wrenching action for yourself. Have you truly mastered the awesome power of Killer Instinct 2? No. No, I haven't. Wolf the Wizard looks more fuckable. We don't need to debate this, okay? This is not how we need to go through this magazine. That's a very different kind of stream, okay? That's the OnlyFans version. We have nothing else to talk about. I know. Who in the audience played Killer Instinct 2? I think a lot of people give Killer Instinct 1 a try, but how about 2? How many of y'all are familiar with KI2? Not you? Yeah, not me. I played a decent bit of the original Killer Instinct because my buddy had it on N64 and wanted somebody to play with. And yet, so I have no idea what the plot is. Nope. Played one of them. I have no idea which one. Sure heard of it. Played KI Gold, which I think is kind of a hybrid. I thought KI Gold was like the N64 version of KI 1. But I could be wrong. Never bothered either. Yeah. I know there are some people in the fighting game community who are big proponents of Killer Instinct, especially the revival they had, what, like 10 years ago or something. That was supposed to be a pretty good rendition of it. But yeah, not for me. I wasn't a fighting game guy until high school, and by the time I got into high school, we had Tekken and MVC2. So Cinder you're thinking of? I think that is the lava guy's name, yeah. At what point in the Killer Instinct franchise they just started doing the 30+ hit combos? From the first one. You could actually suss out functional infinites in the first one because there were combo breakers. Because they never completely robbed your opponent of the ability to escape from combos, but they had to know how was the thing. So if you were just styling on some schmuck that rocked up to the arcade machine for the first day, you could just do like a 96 hit combo and just fucking murder them in one go. Gargo's the boss of KI Gold, and I think Idol is the boss of KI2. Other way around. Idol is the boss of KI1. So if Gargos is the boss of KI Gold, then Gold might actually be 2. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna look it up. It's not that complicated. Wikipedia is my friend. Killer Instinct was 94, 2 and Gold. Okay. KI Gold is the official name of Killer Instinct 2 on the Nintendo 64. So technically, the N64 didn't get KI2, it got KI Gold. 2 only ever existed in the arcades. It's not that complicated. Wikipedia is here for this reason, and there's nothing better to do. Okay, so you did play this. Good to know, even. Good to know. Yeah, I'm not convinced that these games have a plot. In fact, you know what? We're already on Wikipedia. Let's see. Is there a plot? Plot. Ultratech is a very powerful mega corporation which organizes a tournament called Killer Instinct. Along with regular participants, experimental creatures created by Ultratech also fight in the tournament so their strength can be tested. Ultratech also discovers a technology to make bridges between dimensions and releases a two-headed Cyclops, satyr-like monster called Idol from his dimensional prison in Limbo. Mega corporations, bio monsters, dimension hopping. KI2's plot follows on when the first installment left off Idol's death at the hands of Orchid. Apparently Orchid is the canon victor of KI1. Accidentally sets off a time warp, transporting some of the combatants back in time and allowing the Demon Lord Gargos, Idol's opponent, to escape from Limbo. Now trapped 2,000 years in the past, the warriors that survived Killer Instinct, along with several new faces, fight for the right to face Gargos in combat. Each character that survived the journey from the first game has corresponding backstories, while new characters in the installment are native inhabitants of the past time period. Some fighters, like the returning fighter TJ Combo, just want to get home. Others, like new character Tusk, want to bring an end to Gargos and his reign of evil. This time, there's no tournament or prize money, just a fight to the finish with the fate of the future hanging in the balance. To answer your question, there is no plot. That to me counts as no plot. Shadows, thank you for the 20 stream streak. You picked an auspicious time to show up. Those wacky Ultra Corps. I can beat this on the hardest difficulty as Jago because the dial combo meant his punch speed was your best friend. Is that why Tusk exists? Time travel? Exactly, yeah. So we're just gonna kind of gloss over this. We can look at the pretty pictures. Let me hide down here. So we got Saberwolf. Look at these combos, chat. Back forward, medium punch, half forward to back, and then forward, medium punch, half forward to back, forward, fierce kick. Doggy. Was Killer Instinct pre-rendered? Oh yes. Oh Jesus, yes. Oh my God, yes. Is it just me or these layouts a huge improvement over the ones for one? Sure. I don't even remember the ones from one. They just roll off my brain. My favorite combo: a light plunge plus infinity symbol. Tusk, TJ combo, Maya. Kim Woo. I can see your underwear. Jago. They don't mention just spamming punch with him, which they really should have. They have a rock, paper, scissors thing down here. Glacius, Orchid. Spinal, Fulgor, and that's it. We're on to, oh my God. Nintendo Power was a mistake, chat. Should have quit while I was ahead. Oh shit, it's fucking Smurf motherfucker. Never escape this. Are they really not giving up on this Killer Instinct thing? How many features that one fighting game had? Well, there's two. KI1 was a big deal. KI1 was very popular in the arcades. The home version on Super Nintendo was quite popular as well. KI2 made a big splash when it hit the arcades. So it's not undeserved, especially since it was first party, since it was produced through the partnership between Nintendo and Rare. Do you want a level code so you can at least try a new level? No, because we've never played this one. This one is, in fact, new to us. It may not seem so because we've suffered through so much of the Smurfs. Yet, that's the funny thing about Smurfs. It's never so bad that it can't get worse. Didn't KI have a dinosaur character? That was just the first one. They lost 2 or 3 of the characters from the first one and replaced them with like 4 more. And the dinosaur, Riptor maybe was his name? Riptor was one of the losses. I think the other loss was the I hate to say it, token Native American. At least this one has really interesting stat behind it, so maybe it's a little better. Infogrames presents a fast-paced adventure guaranteed to leave Smurf fans blue in the face. It's gonna Smurf all over your Smurf until you Smurf in your Smurfs. Trouble in Smurf Village. It's a crisis never book. Nintendo power. It's a crisis never before encountered in the history of Smurf kind. The vile Gargamel made off with 4 of your fellow Smurfs. It's up to you to save them. Infogrames 8 meg password-backed Super NES adventure features 15 long and challenging stages. While the sharp graphics and animation are fun to watch, the less than perfect play control might frustrate the young players this game is likely to attract. They didn't bother calling out the poor play control in Power Pigs, so that bodes particularly unwell for this. Anyway, I started smurfing. I disbelieve that Smurf fans still existed in 1996. Bro, Smurf fans still exist now. Snurf fans, Snarf fans, and Smurf fans are still a thing. Gonna say it's funny they didn't have the dinosaur in the time travel game, but they didn't go that far back. True. Creative director for most of the Ezio trilogy, some of the stat behind most of the Alone in the Dark games. Smurfs also have an 8-page spread. Let's see, the village, the forest, the bridge, the dark forest, the lake. 6-page spread. The fields, and then they go to the dam, the swamp, the caves, the mountains, the mine, the volcano, the descent, the cliffs, and Gargamel's manor house. Snurf is, of course, the ship name for that particular fanfic. Oh. Yeah, the true freaks are Snorks fans. I had little Snorks figures when I was a kid. I didn't actually watch much Snorks, but I had the figures. When they go to the North Butthole Forest. Need that good Smurfs Power Pigs crossover. Really missed an opportunity there. I've seen Smite, Tie Tuesday, and Catsworth Racist, and let's just say it's exactly the kind of game Smite is inexplicably good at. That terrifies me. Kirkland brand great value Smurfs. Gotta admit, Gargamel is a good villain. He's just a guy who wants to eat you. Yeah, no, he's perfect. He's effectively a semi-modernized Wicked Witch of the Forest. There are Smurfs, and he wants to eat them. It doesn't get any more complicated than that. He's not after some MacGuffin. He's not trying to take over the world. He's just some weird asshole who lives in the forest and wants to eat sentient beings. Anyone knows how a lot of the villains from the 80s cartoons were inept? Yeah. I think that was in an effort to be more kid-friendly and not propose any kind of serious threat or harm to the heroes. You know why I eat them? You need them for an alchemical recipe to turn lead into gold. Wait, what? You can make gold out of Smurfs? I'm the fake Smurf fan and didn't know this. I don't give a shit about the Smurfs and I didn't know this. Smurfs are homunculi. He's a heartless capitalist. Even better. You're right. You're right. He wants to murder the indigenous population to enrich himself. Yeah, that's pretty spot on, I think. Let's play this piece of shit. I like him better as a semi-cannibal. I think it works both ways. I don't take back anything I said. I think it would be nice, perfectly functional to have a villain who's just like, I want to eat the good guys. But knowing the truth behind Gargamel, I think that works too. Hold up. Ah, shit. For a second, I thought we were going to be spared this travesty, but turns out it just got shuffled into my European ROMs. Why don't we have a hero who wants to eat the good guys? Would they still be... Chat, you will never guess where this song is from. You will not guess where this song is from. I wish I could show you, but I already switched the thing. Not come in universe, it's universe in come. Get it right. It's from Mr. Nuts. Mr. Nuts. It's the title screen theme from Mr. Nuts. Pull out of the universe. Infogrames is in a European studio, though. That's a horrible sound effect. Fake universe and come to fan. Aren't we all? I'm not playing this in German. Super Bombad Racing is bad enough. The weird part, Gargamel made the female Smurfs. Papa Service was able to make them into real Smurfs. Gargamel could have made those Smurfs to make Zelka. What? Oh, I can't play this because it's only on PAL compatible systems. And I guess it doesn't like... the analog. Let me see if I can actually do something about this. I might be able to do something about this. Yeah. The Super NT has an internal setting to switch the virtual hardware from NTSC to PAL. So that's what we got to do. And then I'm gonna have to switch this right back. What's up, our Dominic? How you doing? You're just in time for the motherfucking Smurfs up in this piece. I know about Mr. Nuts because that's some magazine ads making as many D's nuts jokes as you can imagine. Surprised the cartridge even recognized it wasn't sent to the correct region. There we go, chat. I'm gonna smurf the Smurf out of this smurfing thing. Our AC is out, it's kind of warm in here now. It's going to up to 88 tomorrow. Oh, dude. Hang in there. I just saw this. Angelic Smurfs. Does that mean Smurfs are canonically Christian? Did I just get hurt from slipping on... Are you for real with this shit? Really? Puddles in Smurfland are deadly? What is wrong with these little assholes? Why? Why would you do that? What the Christ is going on here? Project portable AC unit. At least see his bedroom would be cool. Race deserves to be made in gold. I hope it hurts. I baited that guy out. All right, so I have to get to that part without, oh well, I was gonna say without taking damage, but I guess that's a fool's errand. Oh, I made it. Oh my God. This fucking sucks. Homunculi Smurfs have no souls and thus no concept of right or wrong. Man, fuck the Smurfs. Sorry, I mean Smurf the Smurfs. Smurf these Smurfing Smurfs. Smurf them right in their Smurf. God, this is wretched. I bet house is climbable. Not that I can see. Oddish, you just can't say things like that on Twitch. I'll smurf whatever I want to smurf. There's not a smurfing thing you can do about it. So go smurf yourself. Maybe I'm supposed to like stomp that guy? Can't stomp people either. Fuck! Games missing major quality of life improvements to the games today, like microtransactions. Obviously, the Smurfs are made of poison. The existential agony of simply being a Smurf. May just be my opinion. I do believe this game sucks ass. Yeah, this is trash garbage. It's true, the Game Boy version was better. At least the first stage was fucking beatable. Like, there's a one up there. I don't know how the fuck you get to it. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I can crawl around. That's pretty cute. Shit, fuck, ass! Right, there's like 15 stages. Smurfs are assholes, man. No, what? Are you kidding me? Did you start me from the very beginning? You started me from the very beginning. This village is a death trap. Apparently this is like dump all your corrosive liquids day in the village. Hitboxes. What are those? Starting to think that this village might be where FromSoft got the idea for Sen's Fortress. Seeing a lot of Sen's Fortress DNA in this here Smurf village. Power Pigs might be better than this. What's up, Kuros? This game maybe plays gets hurt by everything Smurf. Fragile Smurf. Yep. Okay. I beat the level, chat. I actually beat the level. And you're telling me Smite races this game? If I sit here and enjoy my drink too long, death is certain. It can be done! I have the funniest feeling this level is basically gonna be a soft version of I Want to Be the Guy. I think only he beat it. I can certainly understand why. Do you like the music? Again, music is solid. All right, so I'm conclusively on Team Gargamel here. Real humans worked hard to make this. We should be kind. All right. I hope the people that made this game didn't get completely smurfed in their smurf hole. I hope if anything they just got a light smurfing. Should have checked if there were continues. No, I shouldn't have. No, I shouldn't have. Return of Gargamel. I think Captain Nova is tougher than Smurf. I think you're right. So this sucks butt, and I'm done talking about this. But what in God's name are we moving on to? The arena! Okay, I can live with the arena. I can make this work. Challenge 1, NHL 96. Best winning percentages, Challenge 2, Super Mario Kart. Fastest times on Choco Island 2. Battlezone is Killer Instinct. Mail us a photograph of your top Orchid scores on Killer Instinct for the Super NES. And then there's a quiz. All right, Game Fanatic, do you know games inside out? Take the following quiz to see how much you know about the favorite games of players around the world. All right. Number 1, you had to find a hospital if you want the eggplant off your head in this NES hit. What is it, chat? The Crash Insane trilogy was built from scratch, just watching YouTube videos of the original games. I'm sorry, wah. KI. Would you rather play actual good game Yoshi's Island or escape from this hell? ASAP. Escape. I want to keep rolling. I want to get out of here. Kid Icarus. Number 2, players could shatter the glass around the rink in the first hockey game from EA Sports. Which game is this? Trick question. I don't care because it's a sports game. Number 3, sell fish in the market for 21 rupees in the Super NES role-playing game. I know they had a Devil Dinosaur and Marvel Rivals. Link to the Past. I don't think you can sell fish in that game, can you? Like, fish don't even go in your... I know, like, rupees is weird, but, like... Fish don't go in your inventory. All you can do is carry them around. How would you even sell them? River King, they wouldn't have known what that was. They would have had zero awareness of it. I don't know. We'll have to wait until next issue to find out the answers to this one. Secret Evermore have fish or rupees? Fish, yes. Rupees, no. I think. Breath of Fire? I don't remember what the currency is in Breath of Fire. Number 4, this very vegetarian role-playing game features a series of paper, rock, or scissors battles. Very vegetarian. Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom? I was thinking that. I'm just surprised it would have gone that far back. I bet Secret Obscure thing you can do a Link to the Past. Could be. And then forgive Deneb the Witch and your reputation will suffer in the Super NES strategy game. I think we all... I know what this is. Because this was one of the more interesting facets of strategy in this game. Beat that game was weird. I wanted to beat that game, but I got kind of tired of it halfway through. It wasn't actually that fun of an adventure game. It's Ogre Battle, yes. It is Ogre Battle. I think the reputation is kind of what gives it away, because there's precious few Super Nintendo games where reputation is even a thing. The Battle Zone for DKC2, Central took it. Might be Evermore. Rupees might be one of the temporary currencies in the trading minigame. Could be. Could be. Yeah, I know you're trading things like rice and fish and pottery and stuff in the big marketplace. And yeah, there were talons in Prehistoria. It might have been rupees in the second area. I thought at the beginning of Chrono Trigger. I don't think there were any rupees in Chrono Trigger. Also, you can't fish in Chrono Trigger, can you? Anyway, bunch of people got 100% scores, good for them. Moving on to Kirby's Block Ball. Chat, I love Kirby. I'm a huge Kirby fan. I have negative memory of this game. I did not until just now. I'm not even sure I knew this game existed. Ever. I thought that read Kirby Ball, Kirby Balls. What has Kirby been inhaling? Been playing Subnautica 2 Early Access. The chunk is incredibly polished. Tempting. There was something on Daily Deal that I was thinking about getting. Or Weekly Deal. What was it? Hang on. Oh, Star Wars Outlaws is, I think, the cheapest it's ever been at like 18 bucks. And I do want to play that game someday. Keep us updated, Dread. I'm considering jumping on it. Same. Might have just been gems in the second world. You can kind of telephone that. I telephone game that into rupees. True. You like it? I should pick it up. I should pick it up and play it. It's just I don't have a whole lot of time to play games on my own these days, and I know Outlaws would be a pretty big game. Alright, the Puzzle Masters at HAL deliver a sweet surprise to legions of Kirby fans. With 11 stages, Block Ball delivers hours of handheld fun, and it ranks high in replay value, too. Colorful Super Game Boy enhancement adds bounce to this blockbuster title. Chunky game. Heftiest Game Boy title yet. Weighs in at 8 megabits. This is the biggest Game Boy game ever made, chat. It's huge. 8 whole megabits. Fish and Sub 2 are so good. The fish in Subnautica 1 were low-key a highlight of that game. The different kinds and the different ways they'd behave. I really like them. Especially the peepers. House packed the game with more than 10 different kinds of blocks, 22 strange-looking enemies. Bonus rounds is a special one-up area. Kirby can morph into a stone, needle, a burning ball, or a giant spark. And he snacks on hidden cakes, candies, and apples. So you actually have to hit specific score targets to move on through the stages. It's almost one modern phone picture's worth of memory. I'll get a 1-up. Finishing the later stages is hard as a cement block. Why did HAL like making their games deceptively hard? This and Kirby Pinball. About Crash Fish? Fuck those things. It took a long time for me just to understand the mechanics of them, because I'd get blown up out of my vision range all the time. These little glowy slugs you have to harvest, make water. They get all scared when you get near them and shake. It's actually kind of sad. Aw, poor guys. I don't know why they're breaking down the different stages, but okay. I want to play this one, chat. No request necessary. I want to experience Kirby's block ball for myself. You have Ramfish now that looks like Mesmers on steroids? Damn, really? Gotta fill these pages with something, it's true. True enough, true enough. Oh, sorry. I really hate that I have like the full 3+ hours on Saturdays to stream, but I'm so tired from work. It's kind of hard to make it all the way. I'll go as far as I can tonight, chat, but we'll see. New class of huge animal called the Titan class. Cool, very cool, super cool, in fact. It's Kirby! Because you really gotta force yourself to get some extra naps. Yeah, most days I do. Most days today. I took it easy today, but I didn't actually like nap, so I'm still a little burned. Best part is buying a copy Dicks Over Crafting. Yeah, I'll have to pick it up then. Have to pick it up. Here we go. Yeah, it's Kerbinoid. Just Kirby guy needs to make a cartoon about this game. I noticed I have another paddle up top side here. Cake! Cake, no! Ah! Everyone needs a paddle game. What's up, Drake now? Play Arkanoid for hours. I'd be staring at Kirby's balls tonight. God, that's so satisfying. Whee! They had entire pages for this, yes. Bonus game Up Cloud, bonus game Air Hockey, Starcatcher. Let's do Starcatcher. I missed 2, damn it. Our part devs should steal this. Oh, I got enough for 1 up though. 2 ups. No bonus. Fuck you, Kirby. Oh, that was perfect. Hell yes. Read that needle. Oh, damn. Polished and tiny Kirby aesthetically is certainly here. It is, yes, it is. It seems like a perfectly good rendition of Kirby. Interesting. The blocks are now smaller blocks. Bonus chance. Whoa there. Cartifaction. First seeing a block breaking game vary the size of the bricks. Interesting, isn't it? Sound quality is old as chiptune and those ancient Game Boy speakers. Yeah. Certainly is. Stuck in this corner. This is 8 megabytes, yeah. If you can believe it. Where it all went, I don't know. Apparently I shouldn't talk smack if the things can survive being bombed. Oh, I actually hit that. Next round. You're outnumbered. There we go, jeez. This is a boss fight bonus round, yeah. As a cactus, giving me sex toy vibes. It's not actually a cactus. It's a mushroom stem. Cappy. Borderline cleared. Congratulations. I got a high score. I'm gonna eat Kirby and Kirby wants to eat me. Well, that's unhinged. What does stage 2 look like? Let's see if I can wedge this up the side. Yes! Oh. Not that it helps much. Okay, I think I kind of hate this one. Oh! Okay. So you can actually enhance Kirby with proper timing. My curb is enhanced. Okay, I think I'm good, chat. I think I'm good. Definitely better than Kirby Pinball. I wouldn't go that far. Kirby Pinball is punishing. Undoubtedly. I'm not sure where they go with this one. I think the mini games do a lot to kind of enhance this one. Do you think Kirby poops? No. No, I think Kirby is a universe, legions unto himself. I like how even this Kirby they had to make angry for Western marketing. So yeah, they break down some of the, well actually they break down like all the stages for you. I kind of wanted to get to this stage where like the level design is like a person, but yeah. They added mechanics to Breakout. Crazy, but they did it. Okay. I get the feeling we can probably just kind of skim over this one too. I don't care that Earthworm Jim is making the galaxy safe for bovines everywhere. There was exactly one good thing that came out of Earthworm Jim, and it was the animated TV show, which was legit well written and funny. Kirby's only one orifice and only expels waste to stars that are fired for murder. So level skip takes you to Lorenzen Soil, which is I think where we left off. It's the excavation level. Villy People, where you have to fly through intestines. Flying King is like a space bike level. Utterly Abducted, I forget. Inflated Head might be a water level. Level 8 is on a grill where you platform around bacon. ISO 9000 is like the office from hell. Puppy Love is a stupid fucking escort quest. Only nice thing I'll say about this is the pixel art. I mean, Earthworm Jim 2 has a strong art style. I mean, I guess it kind of has to, but yeah. Goes just looking at Sally's cues and moving on. These are dumb. So apparently there's a bonus game where Sally the blind cave salamander will ask you quiz questions, but this is how it goes down. Question 1, how does Jim spell his first name? J-I-M. Number 2, may I please be excused to go to the bathroom? The answer is the Industrial Revolution. Number 3, do you know the way to San Jose? The answer is Missile Command. What is Doc Duodenum's favorite cheese? Camembert. Can Jim recite the Raven? I don't know. What is the capital of Assyria? Red. It's fucking stupid, chat. Blind King isn't just a space bike level, it's an escort mission with a bomb? Seriously? Cool, it's extra shitty. I can't wait to see what's next in the issue. Let's find out. More codes for ammo and maps and vulnerability and stuff and things. And then maps. Secret stage number 37, the Flying King, and really objected. I really don't care about any of this. I don't care about any of this. Or the Olympic Summer Games. Oh God, he's staring into my soul. This meaty mountain of man is staring into my soul, chat. He's coming for you. Coming right at you. Epic Center, chat. We made it to the Epic Center. We've made it to the Epic Center. Let's talk about Lufia returning. Never say never when it comes to video games. Taito and Natsume proved the truth of that, saying by arranging it so Lufia 2 will appear for the Super NES long after it's thought to be dead in the water. Natsume will publish the long-anticipated RPG from Taito this year, the release date scheduled for May or June. 20 megabit battery backed up memory title follows in the footsteps of one of the more popular RPGs for the Super NES. For years, Lufia is one of the games that received the most questions from callers to Nintendo's gameplay counselors. Correlation is not causation, chat. Just because you got a lot of questions about Lufia doesn't necessarily mean it is popular. It just means it was really fucking confusing. This new adventure, which takes place prior to the time of the original Lufia. The Sinistrals have just come down to the land of Lufia to begin the reign of domination. Maxim, a young hero, learns of his special destiny to protect the world, and he sets off to right the wrongs that beset the many towns. Joining Maxim are 6 characters and 7 capsule pets, all of which capsule pets? All of whom help out in battles. Some of the warriors fight with weapons, while others cast magic spells. Capsule pets lend a fang as well, up to a point. If they take too much damage, they run away. Battle parties max out 4 characters, may include people or pets. Usually travel by foot, board a ship, take wing and airship, dive under the waves and submarine. Designed by their companion, Lexus. Capsule pets? I know, right? I know, right? You guys had a dire thirst for Japanese-made RPGs. Japanese devs greatly underestimated. Yeah, Japanese publishers specifically. Japanese publishers, I think what happened. I think Japanese publishers had cold feet after seeing how the Dragon Quest series went. Final Fantasy and Square obviously did gangbusters here, arguably better than they did in Japan. But the big ticket, the mainstay Japanese RPG series, Dragon Quest, never quite hit it big here. And I think that's what stayed their hand, mainly. Lufia 2 is weird genre-wise. It's got Dragon Warrior battles and Zelda puzzles and Shyren-like side dungeons. Capsule pets are like monsters you can carry in your pocket. New Lufia improves on the play of the original in almost every area. Graphically, Lufia 2 mixes traditional RPG overworld views in which small characters tromp about a map, with interior perspectives reminiscent of Zelda games. Town views look like they came from the Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior series. The town areas contain the traditional shops and characters which impart information. Weapon selection can be made with a ring menu. Battles occur randomly. In the dungeon areas, Maxim can shoot arrows to stun enemies to avoid going into battle. That's cool. Puzzles and traps like Brainlord or Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. May have a chance to come back thanks to the innovative IP meter, a feature usually found only in fighting games. The IP meter fills as you take hits and your character's rage builds. When it's full, the IP meter allows certain berserk attacks. Oh, this is like a super bar. Lufia 2 may borrow elements from other epic games. The developers chose the right elements to borrow and blend them in an exciting mix that should keep you questing for 60 to 80 hours. I don't actually need that much. Also, keep in mind, Final Fantasy did so well, you guys only got 3 of the 6 mainline games for PS1. That is true. That is true. Well, I think Final Fantasy 1 was a shot in the dark. Final Fantasy 1 literally saved the company in Japan, and I think they were like, well, we might as well send it over to the States and see how it does. And it did great, right? It did great. I don't know if Final Fantasy 2 or 3 were received well in the time that they happened, but by the time Square was considering bringing them to the home market in America, I mean, I imagine the Super Nintendo was already on the horizon, and it made more sense for them to just focus on that. I don't know what happened with Final Fantasy V. Like, I can see where 2 and 3 would have slipped through the cracks. I don't get what happened with 5. Because Nintendo Power, like, talked about 5 quite a bit, like it was coming. Of course, they also talked about Dragon Quest 6 coming to Super Nintendo, and that didn't happen either, so. Yeah, I really, if I could know anything about this particular period, it'd be why Squeenix, or Square at the time, why Square skipped over Final Fantasy V. Because by all accounts, it would have done great if it had been released here at the time. Though considering how pinched their schedule was for localizing and releasing Final Fantasy 3, what now knows Final Fantasy 6 here, maybe they just didn't have the time for it. It might have been a time issue, yeah. It might just not have lined up well in the window between Final Fantasy II, what we now know as Final Fantasy IV, and Final Fantasy III, what we now know as Final Fantasy VI. Perhaps. 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 Woolsey was on the toilet for 5. We still got the best Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy IX. I mean, by the PlayStation era, it was all lined up and we were getting everything by default, so. We got the good and the bad. Super Mario RPG, get ready for 32 megs of certified star powers, Mario Parks and apertures. You know what happens in this game. You know what happens in this game. This is the actual, like, gameplay breakdown of this one. Yes, Mallow is cute. Mallow was a definite highlight of the game for me when I played through this. I think I mentioned it last time, but I think my party was always Mario and Mallow and somebody else. Like, the third player could rotate, but Mario and Mallow were always there. I loved them. It's 4 times the Kirby block ball. It's the guy! We need more Mallow freaks out there. I still don't really get what everybody loves about Geno. Geno just kind of exists. You like Geno's design a lot? Teach their own, I suppose. Mario's pad. You can tell this came out in the mid-90s because they were calling houses pads. Mushroom Way, Mushroom Kingdom, Bandit's Way, Karos Sewers. I kind of sort of remember the flow of this game. You kind of make a big circuit around the world to get back to Bowser's Keep. Jesus, like the first day. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I've had a lot to drink. I'm too mellow for this whole influencing thing. I'm not stoking enough rage with my words, and I apologize, chat. I don't mean to disappoint. I don't mean to fall down on the job, but different strokes for different folks is the truth of the matter. Obviously, now we know that Geno is working for Rosalina. Bandit's Way, I guess that's the first, like, real boss, Croco. Mac the Big Knife, Karos Sewers. Wow, check this out. That's a really interesting piece of key art there. Was Mario the first Hammerite? His brother Karos descended from Mario? Croco Socko robots. Super Mario RPG is a deep state conspiracy. It's funny how the best Final Fantasy was released right after the worst one. I thought you liked Final Fantasy V more than that. Diablo Paladin. Look out below. I barely remember this guy. Big Tongue, Four-Eyed Demon, packs 500 HP and some mighty spooky spells. I kind of remember this guy. Kind of. Midas River. It's been so long now, chat. How long? Actually, I'm gonna look it up. How long ago was it that I played Mario RPG? Seven years ago. Oh, this is in the era of Beardish. January of 2019. I was still in my very first year of streaming, chat. I was 6 months? Yeah, I would have been like 6 months into my streaming career when I did Super Mario RPG. They're all the worst one depending on who you talk to. That's the truth of the matter. we've said this a million times. Every Final Fantasy is somebody's favorite and somebody's least favorite. It's just the way of things. With how varied they are, there is really no objective evaluation or hierarchy of Final Fantasies. They simply are. You take them or you leave them. I know which ones I take, I know which ones I leave. Occasionally I will give ones I have left another chance, but it doesn't happen all that frequently. If my schedule wasn't changing, I might be interested in giving another one a chance sometime in the near future, but that ain't happening. Except for the Spirits Within. I've still never seen Spirits Within. I kinda want to. Tactics Ogre! Tactics Ogre! Let us cling together. Episode 7. Oh, the Ogre games, their stupid Star Wars numbering bullshit. It's a movie. It is definitely a film that happened. Ogres, knights, sorcerers, and monsters of every ilk have moved from the battlefields of Zenobia to distant island kingdoms and quests. Epic strategy game Tactics Ogre. Epic Center uncovers the magic of this foreign phenomenon. Our continuing coverage of top epic games from Japan. It's the movie that broke Square. You're right. You're right. It is the movie that weakens Square enough for Enix to swoop in and snatch them up. Let's do a stream night of it. Where is it even available? Is it on any streaming service, or has it been thoroughly memory holed? It did gangbusters for their film division. It was so popular that it shut it down for fear of being crowded with fans. Yeah, I'll probably find it online. It's just, it always irks me because right now I'm subscribed to like 3 different streaming services for free. We get them through my wife's credit card deals. But whenever there's something I want to watch that I can't watch on one of these 3 major streaming services, I get annoyed. I get deeply, deeply annoyed. When anime Final Fantasy OVA, girl gets the crystal wind, take up residence in her. But I've heard of that one, yeah. I've heard it's legendarily bad. Fortunately for Square, Aki Ross's digital actress portfolio never took off like Laura's did. A physical copy though it's used, and I haven't watched it yet to be sure it's actually working fine. Really more of a museum piece at that point. Continuing effort to make North American epic game fans jealous of their Japanese cousins. Not a difficult task these days. Nintendo's spitting fire on this one. Your Epic Center staff recently plugged in and played the Super Famicom version of Tactics Ogre. Previously reported that Japanese gamers had ranked the sequel to Ogre Battle in the top 5 games since its release last fall. Now we know why. This 24 megabit pack with battery-backed memory has it all. Excitement, strategy, replay value, graphics, sound, and story. The development team at Quest redesigned the entire Ogre engine, and the result is magic. So they're gonna spend the next couple paragraphs describing how strategy RPG battles work. Game is set after the war in Zenobia in a distant land where 3 realms are divided in an ancient kingdom. Denim, the hero of the game. Your main character's name is Denim. Denim. Verbatim. Denim. Bear in mind they just use you can save as a selling point. We're fine that I can rip it. I definitely not share today where the community wants it. And as well you shouldn't, Naren. That would be a big no-no. That would be a big naughty boo-boo. Don't copy that floppy. Got the genes of a hero. Eventually set it all on Denam, I think. Cowards. Denim, the hero of the game, tries to unify the 3 lands, helping him with his sister Katya, childhood friend Vance, a winged man named Canopus, and Warren, a wizard who you may recall from Ogre Battle. Characters and other friends and mercenaries, Denim marches through the land, bringing liberation. Okay, I actually know this game fairly well because I have the GBA port of it. And I played a significant chunk of it, though I did not finish it. I wasn't honestly the biggest fan of it, though it may have been when I played it, because as you all know, I'm very picky about strategy RPGs. I really, 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 really have to be in the mood for them. And I probably just wasn't in the mood for Tactics Ogre at the time. Initially, the game seems slow. Battles may take half an hour or more to complete. Each battle turns out to be a strategic game in itself. Press time, no plans have been finalized to bring Tactics over to the US, but Epic Center has learned that one American publisher is interested in releasing the game. Was that the same game? I think so? Question mark? I can check real quick. I still got Wikipedia open. Tactics Ogre Lost Cling Together was released for Super Famicom, later ported to the Saturn and the PlayStation. So what did I play? I played Tactics Ogre the Night of Lotus. It's actually a different game. It's a spin-off of Tactics Ogre, acting as a prequel to the rest of the Ogre Battle series. It was the last video game developed by Quest before their acquisition by Square. Interesting. I'm stuck on this page. I do like the key art. I like the key art too. It is hella Final Fantasy Tactics. It is extremely Final Fantasy Tactics. And there's a reason for that. Who is this? The director? No. Oh no, it was. Director, producer, and writer. So Matsuno left Quest in 1995 once Tactics Ogre were completed, eventually joining Square. Together with a number of Tactics Ogre staff members who followed him, he developed Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation. So if this all looks very familiar, it's because the person who made it made Final Fantasy Tactics 2 years later. Same director, same character designer, same composer. Yeah. Too much nose to be Final Fantasy Tactics. Generally dislike top-down turn-based strategy RPGs. The pacing is usually too slow for you. I actually haven't played one in a really long time. And I'm trying to think of the ones that I actually bothered to play all the way through. I mean, I beat Final Fantasy Tactics way back in college. I have played GBA Tactics Ogre. I played that Horizon, like indie, there's an indie open world one called Horizon's Gate, I think, on Steam. That's a really good one, but I never got very far in it because it's just kind of overwhelming, all the things you can do in it. I played Troubleshooter on Steam. I always wanted to go back and stream Troubleshooter. Troubleshooter seemed like a really, really cool game to pick apart. Despite never having played it, every time I hear anything about this game, the minis Wargame Ogre from Steve Jackson Games runs quickly across my brain. I get briefly disappointed there's not an strategy RPG about being a giant tank. I know, right? Oh, Front Mission. Front Mission. I played the PS2 Front Mission quite a bit, but I never finished that one either. Ogre games are based on the Bolo book series. Okay, this is too many acronyms. I can't follow this. I'm turning the page, chat. You've upset me. Civilization. Rome wasn't built in a day, and the same will certainly hold true for your civilization. This is a lot of tactics for an admittedly cool port of Civilization, which I'm sure people needed. Why won't my settler blah? Why won't my settler irrigator mine this square? Keep in mind only certain types of terrain can be irrigator mined. Where'd my barracks go? Barracks will disappear twice during the course of the game. They disappear immediately after gunpowder is invented and after combustion. Both these discoveries change the face of military tactics. Interesting. Where did my improvement go? How to boost trade and taxes, how to stop city production. Why do stronger units lose battles? Ah, the classic tanks losing to spearmen. How do I build a spaceship? Back when the zone of control was a thing, so it needed an FAQ, yeah. You always have to keep that in mind too, chat, that all of these concepts that seem ubiquitous now, that we kind of take for granted, had to be pioneered and thoroughly explained somewhere. Like zones of control. Like in general, I think people understand now. You either can't move into a zone of control, or if you do, you can't move freely in it or out of it. But that all had to be explained to the first people playing games that had zone of control concepts in them. Classified information. I will never get over what they did to my boy classified information. I hate this faux circuit board aesthetic. And I am relieved to know that the majority of idiot child Nintendo Power readers out there agree with me. Wild guns, I love doing. Cities Conquest, I got cheat mode code, Super Mario Kart, secret camera controls, Teller Boxer. You can control the robot punches on the main screen. Toy Story, who cares? NBA Live 96, who cares? Mech Warrior, unlimited ammo in Mech Warrior, that's actually pretty nice. And Wild Guns. You got a stage select, which is kind of silly, because you can... Can't you stage select in Wild Guns anyway? Rip the last time we have classified info for a Virtual Boy game. Yeah, MechWarrior 3050 is a strike style game. It's an isometric action game. Oh, so I guess this code just lets you skip stage 1 then. MechWarrior 3050 is a pretty cool game. It's just hard. Like the first level, I think the first level is perfectly fine. Like it's not too challenging. The second level, you have to know exactly what you're doing in that, or you will run out of time and automatically lose. Wild Guns is a cool game. Wild Guns, I had a really good time with Wild Guns. Wish I could have beaten it for y'all, but that final boss was a bit much. Though, I feel pretty good that I got to the final boss like my first or second time ever playing that game. Prehistoric Man, get stage skip and select, Saturday Night Slam Masters. Lets you throw items into the ring. Shaq Fu, nobody cares. Stunt Race FX. Just different camera mode. Cheat modes in Alien Cubed. Extended Morph and Looney Tunes B-Ball, and some Arrow the Acrobat bullshit that I also don't care about. Excellent remake with a few boneheaded decisions. Chat, I gotta say, we're doing pretty good. I kind of wonder if we can finish the magazine tonight. I think there's a chance that we could finish the magazine tonight. What do you say? Well, all right, this is going to test your resolve, because Castlevania Dracula X is right here. It's right here. Castlevania Dracula X, Sink or Swim, Star Trek Starfleet Academy, Urban Strike, Adventures of Batman and Robin, Mega Man X3, and Frantic Flea. Oh shit, Seafarer, the ship sim, got an immersion update. So boggle they made a Shaq Fu like 20 years later. I wonder if that was just like a vanity project for Shaq. Chalice Dracula X for some godforsaken reason. I thought it said erotic flea. We all see what we want to see, Ms. Roy. Some of us more than others. Do you want to see if you can skip to the final boss in Dracula X? I think I would rather die. I really think I'd rather die. Because even if I skip to the final stage, I would have to play through it to get to Dracula. And that would suck just as many balls as trying to play it at all. Draculax, the blood-based laxative for vampires with an embarrassing clotting problem. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm turning the page, chat. Turning the page. Bust a Move, War 2410, Alien Q. Oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I fat fingered a mouse button. Bad things happen. Alien Cube, Spider-Man and Venom, Mega Man 7, Scooby-Doo, Mutant Chronicles, Doom Troopers, Phantom 2040, and Booger Man. It's Booger Man. It's Booger Man. Yeah, it's unfortunately the final boss, Dracula, is not a stage unto himself. I noticed the stage select for Scooby-Doo only has 4 stages. That's pretty bad, chat. Whereas Bust a Move has like 100. Phantom 2040 has 7 chapters. Fucking Booger Man has 6, 12, has 20 levels. Christ. We are so close to the end, it's true. We gotta talk about this, I guess. Actually, wait a minute. Okay, this game actually exists. So I was under the mistaken impression that they were gonna feature the Super NES Pocahontas, the Vaporware one. Apparently they never did that because they were featuring the Game Boy game, which actually did come out and is a just absolutely tepid baseline platformer. I was hoping this is the SNES version because, like y'all, I was deeply curious what they were actually planning for the SNES one, but I guess that one is just completely lost to time. Pocahontas is not the best film as is. I can't imagine it being a good game. Same. Big same. Big same. I am not a fan of anything Pocahontas at all. Keep the Peace in a Wilderness epic for Game Boy. It's from Black Pearl Software. Pocahontas knows that she is to find her own path in life. She must marry a white man. I'm sorry, I mean, learn to work in harmony with nature. The entire wilderness is hers to explore if she and her raccoon friend Miko work together as a team. So I guess you have 2 characters you swap between to navigate these tiny, tiny, tiny levels. It does look really bad. Like, none of these screenshots are compelling. This pirate ship, like right next to me here, looks kinda cool, but not cool enough to actually bother trying. And I swear to God, like, look at this. Look at this. Every level has a bunch of these, like, tree platforms you have to hop around. They really sanitize real life history. Bro, they did it so much worse than that. They did it so much worse than that. Like, the point of, like, Pocahontas, it seems like it's gonna be a pretty cool movie when it's like the Native Americans meet the colonists and the colonists are a bunch of shitheads and they're like conniving, double dealing fucks. But then, like, the movie goes out of its way to vilify the Native Americans who want to fight back against the colonists. And it totally becomes this absolutely gross, like, both sides thing. that Pocahontas is supposed to resolve through her pure love for some like fucking white dude she just met? It's messed up. It's a really gross movie. So mad about that as a kid, then angry Native Americans is bad. No, it's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. Or no, the Native Americans are also singing the villain song. What are we gonna do? Yeah. I could not believe, my girls went through a princess phase. We watched all the princess movies. I had never actually seen Pocahontas all the way through. So we watched it. When they got to that musical number where the colonists are singing about how evil they are, and then the Native Americans pick up their part to sing about how evil they are, I was like, oh, sweet Jesus, how was this ever made? Is the raccoon evil? The raccoon was just incompetent. And my kids were like, I didn't really like that one. I was like, good. Let us never speak of this again. I did watch the completion, yes. Best part of that song is called Savages. Fucking woof, man. Fucking woof. Yeah. Disney was going through it. Disney was going through it in that middle period between what? Between like Lion King and, I mean, honestly, I want to say like Tangled. Between Lion King and Tangled, they were sort of all over the place. Oh no, bro, nothing's ever gonna be as bad as Song of the South, but that one's been successfully memory holed. Like, Pocahontas is still out there, and Pocahontas has defenders, and that concerns me. Defend Hunchback with my dying breath. I don't have a problem with Hunchback. I lump it in there because it's a contentious movie. It is not what anyone was expecting. It is out there. Want Aladdin use a lot of Orientalist stuff as well. It's just not as obvious to us as the Native American stuff is. No, I get it. I get it. I mean, all of these, bro. We watched Peter Pan, and even my kids, when they got to the Native Americans in Peter Pan, my kids were like, "Oh my god." These Pocahontas didn't cut lines and made it less racist. Hunchback is not a bad film, it just has an incredibly schizophrenic tone. I mean, like, if we're being honest here, I like the Princess and the Frog. Like, I think that's a pretty cool movie. I'll be the first to admit it's got problems. It has, like, severe pacing problems. But I really like the characters in it. I really, really like the villain in it. It's a very stylish movie, and I like the overall message of it, but just the pacing of it is what really kills that one. It's kind of a difficult movie to watch because of that. Oh my god, it's the fucking Langolier ball again, chat. I don't care about College Slam. We already glossed over College Slam elsewhere. It's basketball. 3 DSPF B RNI. These are apparently power-ups you can collect while playing the game. Whatever. Well, it's a good thing we saved all of our energy for, checks notes, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past? A game that came out 4 years and change ago? On the bright side, we were able to recognize this bad. When I was in Japan, we had to explain to our Japanese students why the blackface and the jazz singer wouldn't fly these days. On many occasions, when I was working at Nexon, I had to write detailed explanations for why they really should not put certain characters in their games. Like, why one game's sole black character should not have the background of being a child soldier from Africa. Why you shouldn't have characters in Native American garb that are as pale as the driven snow. Yeah. The art is, well, I mean, the art is from the old comic strips that Nintendo Power used to run before they grew up. The Zelda comic was really cool. Very creative. Yuzo Toriyama drew the guy in Red Ribbon Army to how he drew black characters later on. That's a good point, Terrio. That's a good point, too. So, you know, when I was in Japan, I found that Frozen Elsa, the Snow Princess, that Frozen and Elsa and the Snow Princess are the same film. Not the racism stuff. Thank you for clarifying. All right, just to be clear, chat, Nintendo Power isn't just doing this randomly. They're re-releasing, probably to help fill the space, like the gaping hole left by the Virtual Boy that was meant to be filled by the N64. They're re-releasing some of their greatest hits. That's why they talked about Mario Kart last issue and Link to the Past this issue. And this one, they're mainly covering, like, frequently asked questions. How do I reach the book in the library? How to get to the top of Death Mountain? How to defeat Moldorm? How do I enter the Dark Palace? How to keep the door open in the Dark Palace? How to remove the curse on my magic? Because people didn't understand there wasn't actually a curse. Because of the weird-ass localization for that little imp in that well. Just Awakened Confused Link is pretty cute. It is, yeah. Where's the gossip shop? Where are the bottles? Where's the cape? Where's the Skull Dungeon Guardian? How to free a blind prisoner? How to enter Ice Island? Legendary challenge. How many guardians can you defeat with the Ice Rod? The Ice Rod can freeze minor enemies in your path. Did you know that some major enemies are vulnerable to ice attacks? Question, why is the water temple like that? Because it is fuck you. How do I break the crack in the pyramid? How do I use the flute? Where I can collect lots of rupees? How do I jump the gap and get this one? Okay, this one right here. This was like the one thing in Zelda that I never figured out myself. Everything else, I found all the items, I found all the heart pieces, I got all the upgrades, I did everything else myself. I could never figure this one out. And that blew my mind when Nintendo Power finally outlined it for me. And yeah, they also go through a bunch of the harder heart pieces to find, which is awfully nice of them. This is a pretty good frame from the comic too. Counselor's Corner, Mortal Kombat 3, how do I execute an animality? How do I defeat Motaro? Breath of Fire 2, just gonna skip over this because we are gonna play Breath of Fire 2, chat. It may not be soon, it may not even be this year, but we are gonna do Breath of Fire 2 at some point. That I assure you. Secret of the Stars, we will never do Secret of the Stars. Fuck Secret of the Stars. That game is stupid as hell. And Link's Awakening, I love it. How to defeat the genie, get good. How to defeat the slime eel, get good. Figure it out, idiots. And then Fast Facts for Killer Instinct, Boogerman, and The Getaway. I defeat Motaro, spend lots of money. Yeah, cheat, pray, button mash, cry. We're gonna finish magazine tonight, chat. We're gonna glide through Now Playing, and we are gonna be done. Cheat, pray, live. College Slam. Game Boy makes it to the Final Four in its class. Claims collegiate hoopster for Game Boy picks up. I ain't reading all this shit. Good speed, real schools and logos, fun options including CPU, speed controls and clone strategies, passwords, but no two-player option and no Super Game Boy enhancements. For shame. Doom. I guess Doom didn't actually make it out until now. Doom, the way it was meant to be played. Chat, at this point, humanity has played Doom on every electrically powered device known to man, and I still think the Super NES version is one of the worst ways to play it. Doom 64 is good. This is not Doom 64. This is the shit-ass Doom 1 port to the Super Nintendo. Because the X-Band? Oh, requirements X-Band modem. You're right. You're right. Nintendo Power begins its coverage of X-Band games and now playing with a look at the 2-player mode for Doom. Once you're connected to an opponent, a menu of 22 levels appears. Players agree on the selected battlefield. The hordes of crazy aliens are missing. Without aliens, your focus turns to your opponents. Just the two of you racing, collect the best weapons and armor in the stage and hunting down the other player. Good excitement factor, good graphics, no online delay. Probably because the frame rate's so bad you wouldn't even be able to tell. A few bugs are still present, no recap or victory screen. Scientists rendered a frame of Doom gameplay on a bacterial cell wall, yeah. One of doing the heavy lifting, yeah. Kirby's block ball, I'm sorry, this one's actually really funny. This one's actually really funny. So in the main body, they say, never has so much memory been packed into this size game. Kirby's block ball squeezes 8 hulking megabits into a petite Game Boy pack. Then they talk about being Outbreak and different stuff and yada, yada, yada. Positives, great fun with playing stages and bonus areas. Minus, where did all that memory go? Even Nintendo Power can't help but be like, why is this 8 megabits? Fucking Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past is 8 megabits. Why did Kirby's block ball need all those megabits? Speaking of Zelda: Link to the Past, Nintendo brings back one of the best adventure games ever for the Super NES. Great gameplay, excellent graphics, sound, great price. Minus, you'll want even more. Not wrong, but I mean, you can always play Link's Awakening. Mark Davis is the fishing master. Natsume hooks up with the best bass man in the country, Mark Davis. Oh, Mark Davis-san, show us the way. What can be said about A Link to the Past? Nice and simple. You don't have to wait hours for a strike. No unrealistic fishy views. The fish don't fight. Lack of challenge and variety. Poke a hot ass. Stuff like Disney film and just Super Game Boy pack from Black Pearl. Good animation, good themes. Play control challenged. Play control challenged? Difficult to tell foregrounds from backgrounds. Power Pigs The Dark Age. Fun and fairly challenging. Good theme, cool moves. Passwords are few and far between. Hit detection is poor. Some jumps are nearly impossible. That's what I was going to say about this, the Smurfs, which isn't even featured this issue. Oh, because it wasn't released in the United States. It only got a European release. Womp womp. And then Super Mario Kart. Great fun for 1 or 2 players. Excellent play control. Lots of replay value. X-Band 2-player contests. Mode 7 graphics can be a little overwhelming for some players, if you say so. Cleared Hot just added jungle level, probably an homage to Jungle Strike. Probably, yeah. So only 7 games this month, chat. 4 Super Nintendo games, and half of those are re-releases. The only Super Nintendo games actually coming out in April are Mark Davis's The Fishing Master and Power Pigs The Dark Age. It is a dark time for Nintendo, chat. Desperate times call for something. And then all the editors dogpiled Mario Kart, Link to the Past, and Kirby's Block Ball. Because, hey, first party games, gotta butter them up. So that's it, chat. We've made it. We have made it. I am closing requests. we have successfully glided through this issue. We played some garbage, we talked about some coverage, we skipped over a bunch of stuff that nobody, myself included, cares about. And we're here, we've made it. All right, let's pour over the pack watch. Oh my God, they're previewing another Virtual Boy game. They're not actually done yet. But let's see what we have to look forward to. And we already have, well, they call it Kirby Super Deluxe. But we know what this is. We know what this is. Can speed through mag when you don't care about any of the shit in it. Yep, more Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, look, no lie, that first Ken Griffey Jr. game did super well. It did really, really, really well for the system. So there was always going to be another game. And I believe Ken Griffey is actually involved in the development and creation of the game. More referring to the Virtual Boy game? Yeah, we'll read about this in a sec. I mean, this never happened. There's no playable ROM for this, so. So yeah, baseball season underway. Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run is rounding the bases towards home plate. Second Super NES game to bear the name of the Mariners center fielder. From Rare and Nintendo. Oh, damn. Okay. So this Ken Griffey was like first party. It was published by Nintendo and developed by Rare. So. No wonder it got pushed so hard. All right. I don't care about that though. I care about Kirby Super Deluxe, what we now know as Kirby Superstar. Amazing Pink Vacuum will appear shortly in a unique multi-game format in Japan. Kirby Super Deluxe contains 8 games in all, including 5 adventure games similar to Kirby's Adventures and 3 specialty games. Special contests range from the strange and familiar. Yeah, we know how those work. Kirby huffs, puffs, sucks, and spews in stages filled with edible enemies. Power-up costumes change Kirby's abilities so he becomes more than just a bag of wind. You can play 2-player mode as well. I mean, Kirby Superstar is arguably my favorite Kirby game of all time. I think if I'm being realistic, I think Kirby in the Forgotten Land is probably the best Kirby game there is. But I think Superstar might always be my favorite. I fucking love Superstar so much. When we get to Superstar in the magazine, I'm doing a full playthrough of it. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you want. We're doing it all. We're 100%ing that game. Because I haven't done that in a long time. It is fantastic. It's not just okay, it's fantastic. Dragon Hopper for Virtual Boy just hopped across the Pacific into Japan, where it's still in development, where it's being called Jump Dragon. In fact, the game is all about a jumping dragon whom you control through multi-level stages of action. Players also find adventure elements in Dragon Hopper as they explore levels, talk to helpful creatures, and battle minor foes and guardians. But the big thrill is jumping. Your dragon leaps amazingly high to reach platforms in new areas, or drop down to hidden areas of stages that appear through holes or at the end of paths. You have to look everywhere, collecting stars and other items before heading to the end of the level. Dragon Hopper has a real 3D feel, not only in the graphics, also in the gameplay. No final release date has been set. Dragon Hopper should be released this summer. Okay, quick. What game is the song from? It's calming. It's Waterworld. Always Waterworld, man. Waterworld has a singularly fantastic soundtrack. I don't know why. So to explain what happened here, okay, here's the deal. Okay. The last officially released game for the Virtual Boy was 3D Tetris, released on March 22nd, 1996. So, at this point, the Virtual Boy is dead. More games were announced for the system at the Electronic Entertainment Expo in May of 1996. So we may see some previews of that. We may not, because the Virtual Boy was discontinued on December 22nd, 1995 in Japan. Official support for it in North America was ended in August of 1996, but without any official announcement. So, at this point, Nintendo Power knows full well the Virtual Boy is dead. It's already dead in Japan. So my guess is Dragon Hopper was a game that was in development for a while and was close enough to completion and had actual plans to be released in the West, so that they bothered to give it a preview and also kind of like buoy sales numbers in the West where it wasn't officially dead yet. But yeah, at this point, Nintendo knows the Virtual Boy is over. They've known the Virtual Boy is over since December. And I guess they allowed Nintendo Power to still puff it up at least through March. But that's as far as the system actually went. The game will receive its first official release in 2026 as part of the Nintendo Classic service under the name D-Hopper. Huh. Oh, it does come out, just 30 years late. Sold the Virtual Boy, the Toys R Us I worked at, I think it was like 97. I mean, I'm not surprised. If they had them in stock, they still got to get rid of them. They were still selling the Dreamcast after it got discontinued. That's when I got it for $99. And honestly, one of the best game system purchases I've ever made. So yeah, we're in this like dead man walking period where Nintendo knows the Virtual Boy is dead and will get no more support, but Nintendo Power can still try to push it, at least to sell the units that already exist. So we'll see if they have anything else to say about it in May. Literally bought a Dreamcast to play Shenmue and Skies of Arcadia. I literally bought a Dreamcast to play fighting games. I literally got one for MVC2 and CVS, and then ended up playing a bunch of RPGs on it, most notably Skies of Arcadia and Grandia 2. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. The news out of Williams Entertainment is the greatest thing since MK3 to hit the arcades will also hit the Super NES this coming fall. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 should rock the scales of 16-bit combatants, including 4 returning characters from MK2, Katana, Jade, Scorpion, and Reptile. You also get new backgrounds, hidden characters, special moves, and more. It's more Mortal Kombat. You know what's up. Tetris Attack! Kinda don't care. Kinda don't care. They had some tie-in with Yoshi's Island stuff. It's a block puzzle game. Another Virtual Boy game, chat. They just can't help themselves. Bound High. You may have heard the old adage, what goes up must come down. Now that concept has returned to a game for Virtual Boy that's full of ups and downs. 4 games, including Bound High, all involve a bouncy round character named Chalvo. He must bounce off solid surfaces or fall forever into space. Sometimes a solid surface below Chalvo is a block that vanishes after one hit. Other times is an enemy that gets squashed. In every case, the trick is in guiding Chalvo to land on targets. It isn't easy. In the main game, The Adventure of Chalvo, you pass through a variety of states. How many times can you say Chalvo before it completely loses any meaning, chat? It is quite the name, isn't it? Anyway, this game didn't exist, so fuck it. Power Stone, baby. Play a ridiculous amount of Crazy Taxi and Fantasy Star Online. If you suspect a Tetris attack, please visit the hospital. Despite its cancellation, a ROM image of the complete game was leaked online in 2010 by the hobbyist community playing a Virtual Boy, allowing for it to be played. Tetris Attack ruined me for Modern Match 3s because they don't let you set up combos. Olympic Summer Games, again, don't really care. It's another Black Pearl game. I have no faith in Black Pearl at this point, and I super don't care about the Olympics. Games on the go. More Black Pearl shit. Get your Mohawks here. Mohawk and headphone jack from THQ. I don't know shit about this. I don't know what property this was. I don't know what this is based on. Lufia returns. Bassmaster Classic 2 is on the way. The Brainies is another puzzle game. Disappointing news for hockey fans. Williams Entertainment has decided not to complete development of Open Ice for the Super NES. Originally, Williams planned to have the home version of the arcade hit ready for release this fall. Interest in the project waned over the past few months. Sources at Williams cited insufficient consumer interest in hockey as one of the reasons that guided their decision. Sounds like cold feet to us. Nintendo is going to be re-releasing more games, including Game Boy games. Upcoming Mission Impossible game for the Nintendo 64, which, you know, also didn't exist, so. All right, and then I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna go over the release forecast because there's just not that many games on it, chat. We got, let's see. So there's still forecasting stuff for spring of 96, which, I mean, it's April. We're in it right now. Lobo, Mohawk and Headphone Jack, 1996 Olympic Sports, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG. For summer, they're forecasting Bassmaster 2, Ken Griffey, and Kirby Super Deluxe. So Kirby Superstar should be coming up soon, Chad. And then fall, Lost Vikings 2, Maui Mallard, Pinocchio, Road Rash, and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Outside of Kirby, not a particularly compelling lineup, chat. Lobo is indeed DC Comics Lobo. I don't think this game exists. On Game Boy, all we have to look forward to is Kirby's Block Ball, NHL 96, and more Olympics. And on Virtual Boy, they're promising Bound High, Dragon Hopper, and a Dark Horse, Virtual Fishing. Mohawk and Toe Jam and Headphone Jack and Earl. And Joe and Mac. And that's it, chat. Oh, shit. Win a go-kart. Win 2 of them. Fuck, who cares? It's a Mario Kart Players Poll contest. Kirby's Block Ball and Daxter and Kazooie. Pair of carts complete with safety cages and custom helmets. Super Mario Kart for Super NES. 10 pounds of bananas. Second prize gets you radio-controlled racers. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, chat. Alrighty then, chat. Coming next issue, volume 84, May of 1996. Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run. Also, the making of Doom 64. Unfortunately, I do not have a cart of Doom 64, chat. I apologize. I am sorry. But we cannot experience the real deal. They're going to talk about E3. E3 of 96. That should be pretty interesting. And we get the Power Award results so we can get all proper heated about that. So, we're 2 weeks out from my schedule change, which means we've got 4 more nights of the power hours. I do intend to finish May of 1996. I don't know if we're gonna start June before the schedule. No, we're not. No, we're not actually, because I am planning on using Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the end of this month for request nights instead of power hours. So we actually have a mission here, chat. We actually have an objective. Next week, between Thursday and Saturday, we need to finish the May issue. We need to give it the same treatment we gave this issue. Judging by what they're previewing for 84, I don't think that's going to be difficult. But yeah, the plan is we start and finish May next week. The week after, we'll do open request nights. And then after that, the Power Hours is going to once a week on Thursdays. a complement to our indie variety nights, which will be moving to Wednesdays. So yeah, as far as the rest of the schedule goes, tomorrow night is Satisfactory night. I'm very, 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 very excited for that. We're gonna do a bunch of cool stuff in Satisfactory. Monday, we're starting the next game in the Rusty Lake series, Cube Escape Paradox. It is a democratic playthrough, so y'all will be deciding how much further we go in that series for Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be handling the May 1996 issue between Thursday and Saturday of next week, and next Friday will be Indie Variety Night because I just can't hold all these indie games, chat. My cup runneth over, and that's a good thing. So, that's it, chat. We're done. We're done early. I'm gonna go ahead and send you off so I can hit the hay because I got a big day tomorrow. Let's go find somebody to raid. Let's send you over to Big Sig, who is just chatting tonight. I saw capybaras for a second there. So let's do that. Let's go visit with him for a bit. Anyway, chat, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for probably one of the swiftest Power Hours takedowns we have ever done. We did almost the entire magazine in one night. Discount, like, the only things we didn't do, table of contents, letters, power charts, and the Shadows of the Empire feature. Everything else we just blasted through. And for good reason. We're in a real dead zone with Nintendo releases, so. But good stuff is on the horizon. We are fast. Every issue we knock down just gets us that much closer to the N64 era. And that's gonna be a real good time, so. Anyway, chat, thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you tomorrow night for a big Satisfactory night. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.